Dawg. Tonight, the Wildcats have made the trek over to Anderson County to take on the Bulldogs in the final regularly scheduled game of the season and the final of district play. This is Jim Hills, your voice of the Wildcats, alongside with Richard Mahoney, filling in for Rick Smith tonight. Richard's on the trail with us to most all of the games and stepping up to the mic. Richard, this game will decide the district championship for the Wildcats tonight.
Hopefully the Wildcats stay on a roll and keep winning and go 3-0 in district play and move on in a positive environment.
That's right. They have a chance to clinch this 3-0 series in district play. They've already beaten the other two teams who they could tie with a 2-1 record if a victory wasn't in their hands tonight. But they want to do it convincingly and go in with that 3-0 record in district play. Also, a Pioneer League record of 5-1 will put them at the top, along with Santa Fe Trail and Wellsville, a three-way tie for first place in the Pioneer League with a victory here tonight. We're ready for the kickoff. Anderson County will be kicking. They'll be going from the north to south. The Wildcats will receive a strong, brisk wind here from the north as the flag flies straight. Temperature time is 56 degrees at the 7 o'clock kickoff, and we're glad you could join us here tonight on the Dawg. Teams are on the field. We're lined up, and we're ready for the first kick. A pooch kick down low, picked up at the 10-yard line by the Cats. That's Tucker Whitworth, comes across the 15-20, out to near the 25 before he's thrown back. A good return that time by Whitworth as he took it on the near sideline out to the middle where he had blockers and goes up, and he'll be placed at the 24-yard line, 1st and 10, Wildcat ball.
Wildcats did good on setting the block for him, but Anderson County did a little better slipping that one block to hold him up so some more Bulldogs could come in to finish the tackle.
Wildcats set into single wing formation. Garrison Fiedler to the left side. Jeffers in the backfield, takes a snap, looks up the middle, follows a block, hit at the line of scrimmage. But as he does, he barrels forward. A 6-yard gain on the carry, out past the 30-yard line, short of the 31. But a gain of 6 on the first carry for scrimmage for Connor Jeffers.
He did an excellent job of driving his legs after first contact. He was contacted within a yard of the line of scrimmage and was able to still pick up 6 yards on that carry.
And the Wildcats face a 2nd down and 4, ball at the middle of the field, just across the 31-yard line. Handoff to Johnson as he goes around the right wing. He's got a cut. Up the field he goes across the 50, 40, 30. It's a foot race down the sideline inside the 10 and into the end zone for Cale Johnson. On the second play from scrimmage, the Wildcats go up the right side for a 66-yard touchdown scramble by Johnson. He put that in the bank just as he did last week down at Iola. His first carry was good for 58 yards and a TD last week. Cale Johnson with that sweep around the end had great blocking, and then it was a matter of a foot race the last 40 yards downfield. Cats will line up for the PAT. 2-point conversion try. Jeffers rolls to the right, looks into the end zone, turns. He's going to carry it himself in for the 2-point conversion. And the Wildcats quickly break on top. 8-0 here on their first possession of the night. Fast action here. We're going to take it back to the station, and we'll get a 1-minute timeout and a word for our sponsors of Wildcat football on the Dawg.
The Appliance Store in Burlington has a large selection of Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid appliances, along with speed clean washers and dryers, and is your headquarters for #1 voted Green Mountain pellet grills. The Appliance Store also has Oric vacuum cleaners, bags, parts, and service what they sell, with a great selection of appliance parts on hand. The Appliance Store at 602 South 4th Street in Burlington thanks you for supporting local business and is a proud supporter of local athletics.
Hi, kids. It's Timmy the Tooth. Have you been to see your dentist lately? Visiting the dentist doesn't have to be that frightening. It's all about which dentist you choose. At the office of Rick Smith DDS in Gridley, they offer individual comfort care for all ages. From grandparents to grandchildren, you will receive a comfortable and pleasant process. Give Rick Smith DDS a call today at 620-836-2015.
Let's get you back to the field for more Wildcat action on 97.7 The Dog.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat football on the Dog. And the Wildcats started off quickly with a two-play drive, a 5-yard run by Jeffers, and then a 69-yard scamper by Cale Johnson in for the touchdown. The 2-point conversion good on the run by Jeffers, and the Wildcats go up 8-0. That scoring drive brought to you by Dr. Rick Smith, DDS of Gridley. When Rick gets back from his vacation, stop in and say hi. Wildcats kick off, and Anderson County, the kick high into the wind. They bring it out to the 40-yard line where they'll start with their first possession. Quarterback sweep right-hand side across the 40, out to the 45 on the first carry of the night. And that is Spencer with the first carry of the night. Tanner Spencer forward for a 4-yard gain on the carry.
Jeffers had an inside blitz going on that, and luckily I think it was their fullback picked up that blitz. Otherwise, they'd have been tackled for quite a loss on that play.
They'll bring it to the line of scrimmage. A 2nd down and 6 now for the Bulldogs. Man in motion, turns, goes back up the left-hand side. A big hole cut across the middle and out across the 50-yard line. Number 15, Logan Allen with the carry, a 7-yard gain, first down plus a yard. And he was hit, made big contact there in the backfield.
Yeah, Jake Davis took him on. He took the full blunt of it, but he did bring him to the ground.
So first down yardage for the Bulldogs.
Timeout.
We've got a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here with 10:06 remaining in our first quarter of play. Anderson County calling a timeout on the field, and the Wildcats scoring on their first possession have that lead 8-0 here on the road to Anderson County tonight. I want to thank all of our sponsors of Wildcat football for bringing you the broadcast here tonight on a Thursday night version. The last scheduled game of the season, they always put it on Thursday, as the other classes will turn around and have Tuesday night games in Class 3A with a number of teams in their district divisions. Wildcats in Class 4A Division 2 will move on to by-district play next Friday night, and they'll have a home game by virtue of being the district champion. Back at the line of scrimmage, Bulldogs up under center. Snap and handoff, second man through, hit at the line of scrimmage, tries to pop to the outside, but the Wildcat defense moving down the line well. And Allen with the carry, a gain of 3 on that carry for Logan Allen.
Yeah, one of our D-backs, Brandon Norstead, came up and took him out at the ankles and upended him, and he wasn't going much farther after that.
2nd down and 7, ball placed on the near hash mark for Anderson County. 2 men in the backfield, quarterback under center, turns, hands off again to the outside, trying to get to the corner, escapes one tackler and brought down by Garrison Fiedler on the far side, but he's got enough yardage. He's out to the 38-yard line, and he's got first down yardage, but we do have an injured player. Looks like the running back on the far side is in a bit of distress there. The coaching staff out on the side quickly. And it looks like also a couple of the Burlington staff have gone across to offer their assistance also.
He made a very strong run on that play. He stiff-armed our first Wildcat, bounced down the line off his blocks, and put a very good stiff arm on the first Wildcat that got to him, and finally brought down by
Fiedler made the final tackle.
And he was trying to stiff arm him, and it was a very good tackle.
That was good for first down yardage. Placed the ball down at the 38-yard line. And again, clock stopped with 9:27 remaining in the first quarter of play here at Anderson County tonight. Looks like he's on his feet. Gingerly, he's going to make it back over here to the sideline. They're going to take their time and make sure that he doesn't tweak that ankle or knee. He's kind of holding that right leg a little bit as he comes to the near side, but he's up and under his own power is a good sign for the Bulldog player. Was that number 15, Logan Allen?
Yes, sir.
Allen with that carry. He'll come to the sideline and get given attention right here. But we're back on the field on the far sideline. 1st and 10. Bulldog ball. Snap back to pass. Looking on the right-hand side. Down at the, overthrown. The intended receiver turned out at the 25-yard line, and that pass was intended to go much deeper. Falls incomplete. First pass attempt of this evening as Anderson County has the wind at their back here in the first quarter.
That's a pretty substantial win. If you hadn't allowed for it, you could easily overthrow today.
So 2nd down and 10 will face the Bulldogs when they bring it back to the line. They'll send one receiver wide to the right. 3-man backfield now, a new look for the Dogs. Handoff left-hand side following the blocker across the 35 and stopped by a big stick right there at the 35-yard line. They going to mark it on through to the 34. That's going to be a 5-yard gain. Spencer with the carry there. And 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs here. Wildcat defense called to charge right now to make that stop against the Bulldogs on this drive. Wide receivers, man in motion, comes right. They'll go a power sweep. Got to the end, got a block ahead. 30-yard line, tackled down at the 25. That's good for a 1st down gain. A gain of 7 on the carry.
Another good open field tackle by Norstead on that play. Otherwise, it's going for a lot more.
They got out to the edge quickly. And once turned upfield, it was 1st down Bulldog. Ball marked at the 25. Clock at the 8:21 mark, and the Wildcats lead it. Handoff inside release. Escapes a couple of ankle tackles. Gets forward progress down to the 20-yard line. And taken down for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, I think that was Johnson, Davies, and might have even been, not sure who the third one, but when they finally got to him, they got him down quick.
So another 2nd and 5 facing the Bulldogs here. Ball placed down in the middle of the field. Short yardage each time as they keep that drive going. It started back on the 40. Handoff into backfield. Hit at the line of scrimmage. He's wrapped up for a short gain of 2 on that carry. Wildcat defenders coming up quickly from the back and stop that run off the left wing for a 2-yard gain.
Looked like the primary tackler on that was Kevin Burke, one of the team captains for tonight. He did a pretty good job of rolling him up from behind.
Kevin Burke, one of our seniors, we're going to spotlight him here at the halftime break. 3rd down and 3. Back to the quarterback snap. He'll take it ahead. Keeps those legs pounding, but the Wildcat defense standing tall. Looks like they may have made the stop. They needed to get all the way down to the 15. We'll have to see where the ball placement is for the officials.
Less than a yard.
He's not to the line of gain, so it'll place them in a 4th and 1. That carry ahead by Gavin Wolken for a 2-yard gain for the Bulldogs. 4th and 1, and the Cats will be packed in tight on the line of scrimmage. Linebackers up close. Quarterback keeper, he hits the gap, gets through to the 10, all the way down to the 8-yard line, going on a quick snap and following behind the charge of their center. Wolken ahead for 1st down Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's part of the weakness of some of them when you come in blitz and hitting those holes. If you hit the wrong one, he's able to slide through. And he was actually surprised he came through. He stumbled to the ground because nobody hit him.
Now QB will go under center. First and goal for the Bulldogs. Turn, pitch to the right-hand side, trying to get outside. Wildcat defense comes up and puts the ball carrier out of bounds on the near side with that carry at the 8-yard line. So a gain of 1 for the Bulldogs.
Norstead on the tackle again. He's quite active tonight.
Norstead does move side to side well for the Wildcats. Nobody's going to get to the outside and break it up the sideline on Brandon Nordstad. Second and goal. Turn, handoff to the fullback. And across the 5-yard line, the Wildcats pushing back, but that line of gain is going to be all the way down to the 3. A 5-yard gain for the Bulldogs.
They're getting a good push off their offensive line. Wildcats are going to have to do something to get a little more pressure in the backfield on them. They're getting too much time to see the play, and we'll let them develop.
That was Logan Allen back into the side after coming off the sideline there with that 5-yard carry. And a third down and goal from the 3-yard line now for the Bulldogs. Quarterback under center, turns, hands off to Allen in the backfield. Wildcat defense, can they hold at the goal line? The official says that's in for a touchdown, a 3-yard run. And Logan Allen carries it in for the TD. And we've got an 8-6 ball game, Anderson County and the Wildcats. We'll look for the PAT, the point after touchdown attempt. As Anderson County, with the wind at their back, they're going to keep it on the ground. They'll go for a 2-point conversion attempt as they have trips in the backfield. Snap back, handoff right side, but the Wildcats eat that up. Good night. They got a great blast through the line to get into the backfield and stop the PAT. So the Wildcats, with the defensive stop, hold that lead 8-6 here over Anderson County with 5:22 remaining in the first quarter. We'll take it back to the station for a word from our sponsors.
You're in a hurry and your car won't start. And you need a jump. Or how about the time you locked your keys in the car? Or the time you hit that deer and smashed in the front end of your car? Or maybe you just need something hauled and you don't have a truck. Maybe you just need a tire changed. Call Jeff's Towing and Recovery, AAA provider at 785-213-1669. That's 785-213-1669. And remember, it's your choice who tows your vehicle.
Does fall weather make you dream of a new home? How about that remodeling project, such as a garage or room addition? Whatever your dreams are made of, First National Bank of Kansas has many favorable options for you. From refinancing to building projects, rates are still low, so why not check them out? See Paul and Kathy in Osage City, Chris and Craig in Waverly, or Donna and Craig in Burlington. First National Bank of Kansas, where dreams come true. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let's get you back to the field for more Wildcat action on 97.7 The Dog.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat football here on the Dog tonight. That scoring drive by Anderson County, 60 yards downfield, took up 5 minutes and 35 seconds. A 12-play drive that they kept on the ground and finished off with a 3-yard run by Logan Allen in for the touchdown. Wildcat defense stops the PAT attempt, and we've got the Wildcats leading it 8-6 here as they'll take over after the kickoff at the 33-yard line. Jeffers in the backfield, takes the snap, rolls right. He's got a wall in front, turns upfield across the 35, out to the 40-yard line on the carry by Connor Jeffers. That's going to be good for a 7-yard gain on that first play from scrimmage. Looks a little like their last possession, Rick.
Yeah, he did a very good job of being patient on his blocks there and picking as he went.
Would they call that flanker sweep again to Cale Johnson?
I wouldn't it hurt my feelings to see
Worked
that
last time. Will it work again? Wildcats, second down and 3 on the far hash. Snap back into Johnson coming left side. He turns it up into the middle across the 45-yard line. didn't come clear to the outside. This time he's forward to the 49, and that is first down yardage for the Wildcats. They'll move the chains on the far side.
Well, he didn't run the field for a touchdown, but he got a nice first down out of it.
That does move it up for the Cats as their second possession of the night. 1st and 10, ball at the 49. Fiedler split far to the right-hand side. Jeffers is going to follow his blockers to the right across the 50, 45, back to the center of the field, the 40. He'll come left and near the 35. He's down at the 36-yard line. That's going to be a 15-yard gain for Connor Jeffers on his third carry of the night for the Wildcats.
Yeah, number 55 for Anderson County, Rich Pratt finally brought him down, and he about picked his way through the last Bulldog. He was zigging and zagging through them all.
He ran a lot of yards to get that 15 going left and right. But they'll set 1st and 10. Snap back. Now they'll hand off to Cale Johnson. He goes up the middle, out across the 30-yard line. Keeps rolling downhill, and he's placed at the 27 on that carry. So again, Cale Johnson marches off another 7-yard gain for the Wildcats.
I'm not sure what he's doing to them, but it's very effective.
They've seen something in the game film that says if we block this way, you go that, and it moves it upfield. Snap back this time on the right-hand side, and I believe that was Tegan Hess.
I believe you're correct, sir.
Take the snap for the Wildcats. He's ahead for a gain of 9 on the carry. First carry from scrimmage as Hess was in the backfield alongside of Jeffers.
And another Wildcat first down.
They move the chains downfield as we're at the 3:18 mark in the first quarter of play. Wildcats leading it 8-6 here on the road at Anderson County. 1st and 10 inside the 20-yard line. Snap back they go to the flanker inside. Is that Whitworth?
Yes, sir.
Tucker was in the slot. Lots of mixing motion in that backfield. And the handoff to Tucker Whitworth ahead for, did he make it to? He's inside the 10. That's first down yardage.
First and goal.
10-yard gain for Tucker Whitworth on his first carry of the night.
Yeah, there was a lot of misdirection in the backfield on the handoff. They had the quarterback spinning.
Wildcats set Fiedler to the near side. Snap back to Hess again, right up the middle. He's inside the 5, but the ball comes loose. We've got to see what maybe a turnover of possession as Anderson County says, we got it. We don't see a mark from the official yet. We've got to make sure as the ball carrier was going down, looked like that ball came out, but the officials are talking it over just outside the goal line here. Now the officials are going to move the ball back. Looks like they will rule he was down by contact inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. A gain of 6 on the carry. So now it's going to be 2nd and goal for the Wildcats. Jeffers in the backfield alongside Hess. Jeffers takes the snap, finds the gap, and he spins in for the touchdown. Cut off as he moved to the right side, and a spin move found the opening, and he goes in for his first TD of the night, a 3-yard run up the middle for Connor Jeffers. And the Wildcats move it up to a 14-6 margin as they'll attempt that PAT. Set and rolling to the right. Jeffers looking into the end zone. Lobs the pass on the far side. It's good reception by Fiedler. A 2-point conversion, and the Wildcats lead is a 10-point margin, 16-6, as we hit the 2-minute mark of this first quarter of play. We'll take a 1-minute timeout back to the station for our sponsors, and we'll return with Wildcat football on the Dawg.
U.S. Cellular Wireless Concepts in Burlington and 97.7 The Dawg invite you for some action on ice as the Topeka Roadrunners battle it out for victory. We're giving away 2 tickets on Tuesdays for hockey at its finest at the Kansas Expo Center in Topeka. Get signed up for your chance to win tickets at U.S. Cellular Wireless Concepts, 401 Garrison in Burlington. For home game dates and times, go to Topeka Roadrunners on Facebook.
Life Care Center of Burlington offers all the comforts of home as well as added luxuries, including a beauty and barber salon, specialized fine dining program, courtyard and gardening area, and is conveniently located near shopping, retirement communities, and other medical community resources. Life Care also provides in- and outpatient rehabilitation services for all ages. Their licensed staff offers 24-hour skilled nursing. Stop by and visit the Life Care Center of Burlington today, located at 601 Cross Street.
Let's get you back to the field for more Wildcat action on 97.7 The Dawg.
Welcome back to Wildcat football on the Dawg. That was a 7-play, 3-minute and 15-second scoring drive for the Wildcats as they go 67 yards, capped off by a Connor Jeffer 3-yard run into the end zone. Connor puts a pass to Fiedler for the 2-point conversion, and the Wildcats lead it 16-6 here with 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. That scoring drive recap brought to you by Rick Smith, DDS from Gridley. Give him a smile when you go see Dr. Rick. On the kickoff special is sponsored by Alpha Roofing. Colin Sleezer right here in Burlington. They're located up on 213 North 3rd Street. Says we can do more than roofing. Just give Colin a call. Colin Sleezer and Alpha Roofing. With the kickoff, the Wildcats kicking into a strong wind. Anderson County returns the ball out to the 40-yard line, and at the end of the play, a face mask penalty moves the ball to the 45. Great field position for the Bulldogs as they'll take over. Trying to sweep to the right. The Wildcat defense down the line, but missed tackle, turns it upfield, and pushed out of bounds on the near side. Wildcats could have had a tackle for loss, but the running back going on the right-hand side, looks like, was that Logan?
That was Allen.
Allen again?
Yeah, thank goodness Fiedler was able to come over from the opposite side of the field to push him out of bounds.
That's right. A 30-yard run downfield by Logan Allen as he was nearly to the near side marker before he turned upfield. High snap in the backfield. The quarterback recovers, but the Wildcat defense comes and a swarming tackle. A loss of 4 on that carry for the Bulldogs.
Best we can say is the Wildcat made that tackle.
That was a whole pack of cats, wasn't it?
Yes, there was.
Everybody turned it back and said, let's go get it. 2nd down and 14 now for the Bulldogs. Wide receiver split to the right-hand side. Quarterback under center turns. A little confusion in the backfield, and the Wildcats in for another tackle for loss. Good job that time. Cody Collins. That's the homecoming king. The king goes on the road to make the tackle. A loss of 3 on that as there's a little miscommunication on the handoff. And Wildcats moving to the north there. Going the wrong direction at this time. They'll set up for 3rd and 16 here at the 23-yard line. Back to pass, looking to the left wing, through the hands of the intended receiver on the far side. A rocket that just took off and a bit behind the defender. He had to spin backward to try to make that catch. Ball's incomplete. So the Bulldogs will be facing 4th down, 16, but the ball placed at the 23-yard line now.
He had a better touch on that pass, but the receiver wasn't quite prepared for it.
So they'll attempt to go for it here on 4th down. Not much to gain by trying to pooch a punt. 3-man in the backfield for Anderson County. Woken, heaves it into the end zone and Smart move by Brandon Nordstad. He was in position to make that interception. He would have been in the end zone, but he just lets it fly. The ball falls incomplete, and the Wildcats will take over on downs at the 23-yard line. As we come close to the end, we've got 23 seconds to go. The Wildcats will be into the wind here on this possession. They'll take over at the 23-yard line for the Cats as they have a 16-6 lead here in this first quarter of play. Fiedler on the near side, split left. Snap back goes to Jeffers. Now up the middle with a hard carry. Well, that was not Jeffers on the carry. It was taking Hess. Hess, number 10 and number 11 in the backfield. It's a little tough to keep those numbers straight.
Can be a little difficult.
Taken with a carry of 4 yards. And we come to the end of our first quarter of play with the Burlington Wildcats on top, 16-6. We'll go back to the station, take a 1-minute time, and we'll return with Wildcat football on the Dog.
Trust Point Insurance is truly an independent insurance agency. They have the unique ability to shop the marketplace for the insurance company that provides the best protection at the most competitive price and has the ability to write with over 30 different companies. Trust Point Insurance offices are located at 800 North 4th Street in Burlington and 902 Commercial Street in Emporia. Stop in or call today to set up a time that is convenient for you to discuss your auto, home, farm, business, crop, and life insurance, or visit them online at trustpointinsurance.net.
At Diners Cafe, 1020 North 2nd Street, Burlington, it's all about you, our customer. The staff loves what they do with a desire to provide outstanding service, serve up your order freshly made with wholesome ingredients, and do it in a clean and comfortable setting. Check out our Facebook page for our specials of the day and latest happenings. Diners Cafe, home of great food and awesome atmosphere. You'll find us next door to the Country Haven Inn, proud to support USD 244 activities.
Let's get you back to the field for more Wildcat action on 97.7 The Dog.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat football here on the Dog as we get underway to start this second quarter with the Burlington Wildcats leading 16-6. And with the wind at their back, Connor Jeffers goes to the air. Aired it out just a little too much for Garrison Fiedler downfield. It falls incomplete, and the Wildcats will come back with a 3rd down and 5. Heard that ad for Diners Cafe, and you know they take care of us when we go on the road. Tonight, the special was pumpkin caramel pecan layer cake. Rick, you missed one. Richard is just all over himself with that. Wildcats on the run again. There goes Jeffers on the left side. Across the 50, brought down at the 44-yard line. Big play by Connor Jeffers as he goes forward for a gain of 32 on that carry up the left side for the Wildcats as they go into Bulldog territory. 63 yards on 5 carries for Connor Jeffers now in the night. Cats with a 1st and 10. Ball placed at the 44. Jeffers in the backfield looking to pass, swings right. Short pass to Fiedler at the 38, but he slips on the turf, goes down. That is a gain of 7 on the first completion of the night. Jeffers to Fiedler for a 7-yard gain downfield for the Cats.
Very good hook up on that. I think he was trying to run a little before he had a chance to get his feet under him, but very good pass, good route run.
Wildcats may take advantage of this wind at their back now in the second quarter of play. All at the right hash mark, snap back, and Jacob Jasper comes from his slot back into a gap. He's out down near the 30-yard line, maybe short of the 30, but he's got all you need for a first down with a gain of 8 on the carry from Jacob Jasper, another one of the Wildcat seniors on the field for the last regularly scheduled game of the 17 season as we move on to by-district play next week.
Burlington's doing a nice job of spreading the ball around. There's been I'd say, 4 or 5 different running backs tonight already.
Snap back, they'll go. Give it to Johnson. He's hit in the backfield. Escapes, but now hit by 2 more Bulldogs. He can't get back to the line of scrimmage as they were all about that play in the backfield. McHale wouldn't go down by the first hit. They're going to mark it at the original line of scrimmage for no gain for Cale Johnson.
That's one of the few plays tonight, if not the only play, that they haven't had a positive yardage on it.
So the Cats will face a 2nd down and 10 here. Fiedler again splits to the left side. Hess, the ball slips through his hands. He's got to drop on it, and he's tackled back for a loss. They'll move it back 6 yards on the mishandle of the snap from center. That has been a bugaboo of this offense since we've seen it come into fruition. But they got to play for that.
Yes, they do.
They've got to play for 3rd down and 16.
Just open the book that wide.
Fiedler, near side, split away. Tucker Whitworth in the slot for the Wildcats. Look for the snapback. Jeffers rolls right. Near the sideline, he's going to be tackled out of bounds. And the official stepped up to where he stepped out of bounds, but everybody kept playing out on the field 6 or 8 yards downfield. Maybe his whistle was not as loud as he thought it ought to be.
I didn't hear the whistle, and everybody kept playing on trying to tackle him, and he was still fighting to not get tackled.
But stepping out of bounds, a gain of 1 for Jeffers as the defense covering the intended receivers downfield. And with 9:17 remaining in the second quarter of play, Wildcats leading by 10. They're going to go for it on 4th and 15. Wide receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Jeffers in the backfield along with Hess. Jeffers picks it up, spins to the left side, got some blockers ahead of him. If he can get to the corner, he's across the 20, 10, 5, and in for the touchdown. Connor Jeffers fumbled the snap back, picks it up, and he had the blockers open on the left wing, gets around to the corner and turns it upfield. He races in for a 35-yard TD run for Connor Jeffers, and the Wildcats move that score to a 22-6 margin over the Bulldogs. 98 yards on the night for Connor Jeffers here in the second quarter of play. They'll set up for the PAT, go for a 2-point conversion. With the snapback, Jeffers rolls to the right. Pass over the middle into the hands of Jacob Hawkins. Hawkins corrals that one in for the catch. And a 2-point add. And the Wildcats now lead it 24-6 with 9:07 remaining in the first half of play. We'll take a break. Back to the station, and we'll be back in 1 minute.
Where are you going?
Garnett, I'm going birthday shopping.
For who?
Well, you, of course. I have a surprise I need to pick up. And you know that it's Chevy Truck Month, and Beckman Motors at 701 North Maple has 0% financing up to 72 months, or up to $10,000 below the MSRP of a 2017 Chevy Crew Cab LT. Beckman Motors also has 20% off on 2017 Chevy Malibu until the end of the month. And you know whose birthday is next.
Stop into Hoover's Thriftway in Burlington for all your Halloween goodies. McCormick chili seasoning, 79 cents. Fresh family pack of 80% lean ground beef, $2.49 a pound. Best choice tomatoes or beans, 2 for 88 cents. And fresh Honey Crisp apples, $1.69 a pound. And sweet treats for Halloween, Mars Fun Size candy bars, $2.99. These and many more items at Hoover's Thriftway in Burlington. Sale ends on Halloween.
Let's get you back to the field for more Wildcat action on 97.7 The Dog.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat football here on the Dog tonight. We're on the road to Anderson County taking on the Bulldogs, and the Wildcats starting out great in the first half of play, lead it 24-6 over the Bulldogs. That last drive for the Wildcats went 78 yards on 9 plays, finished off by a 35-yard touchdown run from Connor Jeffers to go in for the touchdown. Jeffers then passed to Hawkins, receive in the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and now lead it 24-6 with 9:05 left on the clock. That scoring drive brought to you by Rick Smith, DDS from Gridley. Kickoff by Jacob Hawkins, and the kickoff brought to you by Alpha Roofing. That's Colin Sleazer. We do more than roofing. Just give Colin a call or stop by at 213 North 3rd in Burlington to see Colin. They do more than roofing. Just give them a call. That kickoff all the way down with the help of the wind is taken over by Anderson County at the 8-yard line. First play from scrimmage, good for a 1-yard run, and they'll be facing 2nd down and 9 here as they work into the wind on their first possession. Flanker sweep comes to the outside, turns back upfield, but that gang of Wildcat tacklers put the money on Logan Allen. No, that was number 5, Tanner Spencer. We've got 5 and 15 as running backs tonight. Those uniforms are just a little bit tough to see. A red uniform with a black number. And we'll try our best with the help of the spotter here in the booth for the stadium announcer. That's good for a 6-yard gain. And now 3rd and 4 for the Bulldogs. Snap back. Walken keeps it from the quarterback position. Spins and twists ahead all the way out to the 9-yard line. That's a gain of 5 and a first down for Anderson County.
Yeah, he was brought down by Jasper there finally, and with a little help from his friends.
With a little help. They all give a little help out there on the field. That has been the way the defense works here for the Wildcats. You stand him up, you know you're going to have a friend coming along to help out. 1st and 10, Bulldogs in the backfield. They give it to Allen. He goes right side, but the Wildcat defense turns him up. And it's going to be a gain of 2 on the carry for number 15, Logan Allen. Jacob Jasper with the tackle for the Wildcats. Allen carried the ball 7 times for 58 yards for the Bulldogs. Ball placed smack dab in the middle of the field. They'll be going into that fierce wind here at Anderson County tonight. A double handoff, but nobody fooled on this side. The Wildcats thrown back. They're going to mark him at the 16-yard line. That play just too slow to develop there as Wildcat defense coming around the end said, what are you doing with the ball coming my way? I'm taking you down. Yeah, loss of 6 on that carry.
Deacon Hess and Shane Wright were right there waiting on him, and there was no place to go.
So that's going to put them in a 3rd down and 13 for the Bulldogs. One receiver split wide right, one to the left, back to pass. Wolken looks out in the flank. Made the reception at the 12-yard line, but good cover up there. That is Tucker Whitworth making the tackle.
That was an excellent reception because the ball was tipped by a Wildcat Lutz, but they had good concentration, and the Bulldog receiver was able to bring it in.
That was a gain of 3 on that pass reception. So the Bulldogs will face a 4th and 11. They'll be punting into a stiff wind. Snap back high in the air. It's caught by the wind and comes to the near sideline. It's going to roll out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That's going to be a punt of a net 15 or a net 5 yards, it appears, when they go to mark it back in, and the Wildcats will take over with 5:22 remaining in the first half of play. They lead it 24-6 here on the road at Anderson County tonight. Great field position for them to get another quick strike and pad that lead for the Wildcats. Jeffers and Hess in the backfield now for the Wildcats. Snap goes to Jeffers. He'll roll to the left-hand side looking for a receiver down the middle. Fiedler, but the ball beyond the end zone line. Fiedler ran out of yards out there. Had a height advantage over the defender there for sure, but that ball was just riding the wind on out of the end zone.
Yeah, he had a step or two on his defender. He definitely had several inches on his defender. Just overthrown again. We're having a little hard time adjusting how much assistance, but that, if you look at the flags, they're just straight out. I mean, we got to be 20 miles an hour plus wind.
So the Wildcats will face a second down and 10 now. Ball placed at the 25. Jeffers in the backfield, hands off to Jaden Penn. Sweeping to the left, gets up to the line of scrimmage, but the Wildcat defense stringing it out down the line. He could never get to the corner and get turned upfield. He's taken down for no gain on the carry that time. And the Wildcats will be facing 3rd and 10.
Yeah, the Bulldogs did a good job of just stringing that out until they could finally get to him, and he was running out of real estate.
.440 on the clock here at Anderson County tonight. A good crowd on hand for senior night as they introduced all the senior football players and fall activities. Bad snap goes to the ground. Jeffers picks it up, but defenders swarm him, and he is taken down for a loss. That's going to knock him back another 6 yards. Ball outside the 30-yard line for the Wildcats. They've just got to concentrate on that snap as they've put it on the ground 3 times tonight already. And you can't move backwards in a game that can be determined by those costly turnovers. 4th and 15 for the Wildcats. Fiedler on the near side, split wide to the right. Jeffers with the snap back, looking deep, and gets rid of the pass. Tipped by a Bulldog defender, and that falls incomplete. So the Bulldog defense stands on this possession, and they'll take over on downs. Turn that ball back to the Bulldogs at the 30-yard line, where they'll have 1st and 10 with 3:44 left in the first half of play, and the Wildcats leading 24-6 here on the road at Anderson County tonight. They'll set the ball on the far hash mark for the Bulldogs. 2 men in the backfield, wide receivers left and right. Turn and hand off in the backfield. Snap, he pulls ahead, keeps those legs pounding. Good effort by the Bulldog ball carrier on the far side. Number 23 with the carry, a new ball carrier, is Tyler Winteringer for the Bulldogs. Where's he been all night? He was hit for about a 4-yard gain and then carried the Wildcat defense with him,
Measuring for a first down.
They're going to bring in the sticks and get a measurement. I was kind of hoping to have a ball carrier with a shorter name than Winteringer, but
yes, sir.
We'll do our best with that as the night goes along here, as he was determined to make the most of his first carry of the night. Short of the first down mark, I'm going to put him in the stat sheet as a 10-yard carry because he got
all but a link or two is all he was missing.
Missing there. So 2nd down and short for the Bulldogs as the clock stopped at 3:33. Under center, Wolken back and pitches left side. Cross for first down yardage on the carry. Outside of the 45 to the 47.
Fiedler got to him first and held on until more Wildcats finally bring him to the ground.
And that was Winteringer again. He knew the yardage he needed to come and got first down to move the sticks. The ball placed at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10, Bulldogs. They'll send one receiver wide to the right, keep a guy in close on the near side. Wilkins going to keep it himself. Comes to the outside. Turns upfield. Wildcats throwing some arm tackles at him, but not wrapping up down on the legs. And Wilkins goes ahead for a 6-yard carry upfield for the Bulldogs.
Whitworth was in on primary on that tackle, and Johnson, I believe Davies, there was about 3 or 4 of them in on that tackle.
Ball's going to be placed down at the 47-yard line on the other side of the 50 now. 2:44 left on the clock with the Wildcats leading it 24-6. Wilkins under center, sends a man in motion. They'll hand off to the tailback. He drives forward out across the 45, down to the 42-yard line. That's Logan Allen with the carry. And first down for the Bulldogs.
And Fiedler getting to him first and dragging him down till the rest can get to him.
As Allen now has 58 yards on the night for the Bulldogs. Their leading rusher on 9 carries. Wilkins under center, pitches to the right side this time. Cuts it back into the middle. It's going to be another 6-yard gain. And that's Winteringer again with that carry. As Tucker Whitworth made the stop for the Wildcats.
Well, Anderson County may run out of clock before they can get to the end zone because they're grinding the clock away.
Minute 28 remaining. They're at the 37-yard line. Wilkins tucks it himself, coming to the outside. Wildcat Fiedler turns him back to the inside where he had help coming and tackled down at the 34-yard line. Wilkins with the carry, short of the first down yardage by about a yard. Richard said the clock continues to run inside 1 minute to play here tonight at Anderson County. Ball placed inside the 35. They've got about a yard to go to get that first down yardage again. As they'll send one man in motion, hand off to the tailback. He comes across for a 3-yard gain for Winteringer again. First down, they'll move the chains on the far sideline here as the clock stops with 38 seconds. And we have a timeout on the field. Anderson County wanting to talk it over here with seconds to go before the end of our first half of play, and the Wildcats leading 24-6. Wildcats going, or the Bulldogs going into the wind, a strong wind that's been on tap here all night since we've been to Anderson County. And I've just got a text in with the score. Not too much of a surprise on this one. Chris Skillman from over at Waverly sent us in some numbers and said that Waverly is leading Altoona Midway, our favorite team, the Jets. But they're going to be grounded tonight as Waverly leads 34-0 at the end of the first quarter. That is being played at Waverly tonight. So lots of high school football on Thursday night as we wrap up the regular schedule here. We're back on the field and ready to go. Anderson County handoff hit in the backfield. Good job by the defense coming through that offensive line. Allen did not get a gain. May have lost a couple on that carry by Logan Allen as Kevin Burke made the tackle for the Wildcats.
I got a couple other scores for you, Jim.
We do have another timeout on the field here, so what's your scores coming in?
I got, I think it was close to the halftime within this district. Gerard's up 7-0 over Iola, and the last score I had, Lebo Merzine Valley were 6-6.
That's going to be a tight game over there. Those two teams not far apart in physical mileage, and sounds like they're matching up out on the 80-yard field there.
Santa Fe Trail just up the road. They're trailing Holton at halftime, 6-7.
They have a tough district up there.
Yes.
Looking through the statistics there. Santa Fe Trail, Holton, and Hayden is in that district for them also. Hayden will win that district by virtue of their first 2 wins of district play.
You'll be battle-tested if you come out of that district.
Back to pass. Wolken looks on the far side. Couldn't muscle into that wind as the ball falls short. Incomplete pass. 26 seconds remain on the clock here before halftime now. And Anderson County will be facing a 3rd down and 14. In fact, the way the district play is set up, Wildcats go into district play next Friday night. The winner of that contest will match up with the winner of Hayden and their first-round opponent. So we'll see what looks ahead. We haven't played Hayden for several years since they moved out of that January basketball tournament. Was the last time we played against the Hayden Wildcats. But you hear a lot about them, don't you?
Well, they definitely gather the press from the Topeka media.
They do like it over there. And coming back to the line, now the officials are stopping play. Talk something over. Looks like quarterback's down on one knee here, but I think maybe we have a delay of game penalty. Officials are going to talk it over out in the center field as they mark off a 5-yard penalty. We didn't see a signal come up to the announcer's stand here. Delay of game is the official announcement now. So 3rd down and 18 for the Bulldogs. Pitch to the right-hand side. Cuts it back up the middle, but the Wildcat defense swarming again as Logan Allen with the carry comes across the 40-yard line down to the 36, and a gain of 6 on the carry. And the clock is stopped with 7 seconds remaining before halftime. Anderson County will get a chance as the Wildcats called the timeout. Anderson County will get one more play before the end of our first half of play as the Anderson County band comes into position in front of the home stands here on the west side of the field. We're located just west of the Anderson County Junior Senior High School, and a fantastic facility for us to do our job here in the press box tonight. Just a little upgrade from where we were at when we were outside at the old Anderson County WPA Stadium located in the North Park.
I'm not sure how you measure that distance.
Light years ahead of would be about the correct answer to that. We'd be wearing a couple more layers of stuff if we were out there. Back to play again. Wolken sacked in the backfield. He was pumped up, going to release that pass, but no way. Coming in hard, number 56, Kevin Burke, had him in his sights and wraps up the big sack to finish off the first half of play with the Wildcats leading at 24-6 here at Anderson County tonight. Still have 2.7 seconds remaining on the clock. Wildcats football, as that was a 4th down play. They'll have possession at the 50-yard line. Can you say Hail Mary?
I don't know what else we're going to run.
I think that's in the playbook. And we will find out. Fiedler on the right side. Hawkins goes left. Jeffers in the backfield, along with Tucker Whitworth. Wildcats have 2 men in the slot as Jeffers looks to the sideline for the play call. Now set for the snap. Jeffers back, but we have a whistle. That may be a delay as they took a little too much time to get the play off here. We'll set the Cats back 5 yards. This kind of play, 5 yards, probably isn't going to make or break it, you think?
I don't think it's going to have any impact on the outcome.
Yeah. But we'll see what comes out of the old playbook here as Jeffers now sets the Wildcats. Collins, good snap back. Good pressure by Anderson County. Jeffers trying to find a receiver. He's going to let her fly. And downfield, caught for a reception down at the 3-yard line, but time has expired from the contest. Jeffers got her up in the air, put it in the hands of, was that Fiedler with the catch?
He didn't complete it.
That was not a completed pass. All right. But that's a heck of a way to end that first half of play with the Wildcats leading it here 24-6 over the Anderson County Bulldogs tonight in Class 4A Division II district play on the road. We're going to get our stats together from the first half of action, and we'll return after this 3-minute timeout.
A My Town media station.
Rock and roll can save the world.
Classic rock. KSMP 97.7 Burlington.
The Flint Hills Classic Rock Station. 97.7 The Dawg.
If you've got just the right paint color in mind, don't settle for anything less. Head to Burlington Building Materials, located at 626 Neosho in Burlington, and experience a brand new paint department brought to you by Do It Best Quality Paints. Your home is your canvas, and whether you're looking for a functional neutral or a pop of the trending hue, the Colors Journeys experience at Burlington Building Materials has all the tools you need to help your vision come to life. Colors Journeys, your destination for inspiration.
Sports socks can be fashionable. Prescription Center, the pharmacy inside Hooper Thriftway, has the Touch brand of compression socks. These combed cotton knee-high support socks offer a snug, stylish fit and feel luxuriously smooth against the skin. Sizes for men and women are available in timeless patterns and colors. Buy the softest compression socks on the market today at Prescription Center, 312 Cross Street. Prescription Center, the pharmacy inside Hooper's Thriftway, 620-364-5523. That's not heavy metal music or the sound of a stray cat fight. It's your car's not so subtle way of saying head to Napa for new brake pads and rudders and get up to a $50 rebate by mail. So don't confuse for anything other than new brakes and $50 back by mail. That's Napa Know-How. Napa Know-How. Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores, offer expires May 31st, 2017.
Hi, this is Colin Sleazer with Alpha Roofing, LLC in Burlington. We specialize in residential and commercial roofing and have become one of the most respected roofing companies in Northeast Kansas. Customer service is our #1 priority, and knowing that your home or business is safe in our hands is what makes this licensed contractor your #1 choice. If it's a repair or an entire roof, we have the knowledge and skills to get the job done right. Stop in at 213 North 3rd Street, Burlington, or check out our website at www.alpharoofers.com. Alpha Roofing, your hometown roofing expert.
We're kicking off the football season at Burlington Auto Supply with a full field of savings on your fall tune-ups. Autolite spark plugs at $1.99 and Wix filters at $2.95 will get your vehicles ready to hit the road as you follow the Cats to all their home and road games. Stop by for our Saturday specials following each Wildcat victory at Burlington Auto Supply, your bumper-to-bumper parts store on Neosho Street in Burlington. Let's go, Cats! Ready to go?
Almost. I just have to stop at the bank, get a few money orders, to pay some bills.
Well, why don't you just write the checks yourself?
I can't.
Still? I thought you were back on your feet financially.
I am, but I never thought starting from square one would take this long.
For a second chance at a banking relationship, it's Central Time. Whatever the reason, life happens. You might have had a checking account that was overdrawn when it was closed. And finding a bank who will let you start with a clean slate can be a challenge. That's why Central National Bank offers New Opportunity Checking. Write checks, use a Visa check card, and enjoy free online banking and free ATM use at Central National Bank ATMs. Plus, you have a place to cash your checks. Ask about New Opportunity Checking from Central National Bank. It's money for life, the way we live today. Some restrictions and fees apply.
Central National Bank, money for life.
Member FDIC in your hometown since 1884.
Let's get you back to the field for more Wildcat action on 97.7 The Dawg.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat football on the Dawg. Tonight the Cats are on the road to Anderson County to finish up the 2017 regular season. And this is the third game of district play as they take on Anderson County. And at the half, it's a 24-6 margin. Wildcats lead. They started off quickly. On the second play from scrimmage, Cale Johnson takes the ball 69 yards down the right sideline in for the touchdown. They convert the PAT, and they're up 8-0, 45 seconds into the game. On the second possession of the game, the Bulldogs drive downfield. Their play a little slower pace as they use 12 plays to go 60 yards and eat up 5 minutes off the clock. A 60-yard drive topped off by a 6-yard run from Logan Allen. The two-point conversion run was stopped by the Cats, and the Wildcats led it 8-6 with 5:22 remaining. But the Wildcats score again quickly at the end of the first quarter. This drive going downfield in 7 plays, 67 yards, and it was Connor Jeffers in from 3 yards out to get the score. Connor passed for the conversion to Fiedler, and the Wildcats led 16-6 at the first quarter break. Wildcats get the ball right back in hands and drive 78 yards, finished off by a 35-yard touchdown run from Jeffers on a 4th down and 18. He scampers up the left side, gets in for the TD, and then makes a pass conversion to Hawkins, and they stretch that lead to 24-6, where we are at the halftime break. Richard, the Wildcats came right out and did what they wanted to do, get on the board quickly and open this game up going into the win. But you know, their offense is built pretty close to the ground.
Yes.
Didn't affect them at all with that. But they were able to get out to a good, quick start on Anderson County.
They're doing a good job of moving the ball up the field and taking chunks at a time.
That's right. The numbers for Anderson County in the first half, Allen carried the ball 11 times for 62 yards. He was out for a couple of plays with a slight injury, but back in action before the end of halftime. Spencer carries the ball 8 times for 27 yards, and the quarterback Wolken 6 carries for 17 yards. Wolken 1 for 4 through the air for a 3-yard completion. Wildcats runners have 5 guys in the stats tonight. Jacob Jasper carries the ball 1 time for 8 yards. Tucker Whitworth 2 carries for 16. Tegan Hess 3 carries for 7 yards. And Cale Johnson only carried the ball 3 times, 83 yards total. One of those a 69-yard touchdown run. That was the second play from scrimmage. Connor Jeffers keeps his legs moving as he carries the ball 7 times for the Wildcats, 92 yards, and he is on the books for 2 touchdowns in this first half. Jeffers also 1 completion on 4 attempts as he hit Fiedler for a 7-yard completion in the air when they got the wind at their back in that second quarter of play. So that's the numbers of our first half play. Richard, here at the half, we always like to talk about the seniors. We're going to wrap it up tonight. We've got 3 more seniors to spotlight. Tell us who's on the list here.
Well, the first one up is going to be Tucker Whitworth, which we call his name fairly regularly on game nights. His nickname is T-Whit. He's the son of Charlie and Jill Whitworth. Wears number 23. Says he's 5'10", 150 pounds. We'll go with that. He's a fullback, blocking back, and linebacker. Best football memory is getting to play 1 year with my older brother and playing with great friends. The Burlington football player that he has learned the most from is Cooper Whitworth and Colby Johnson. His favorite college team is K-State and Arkansas Razorbacks. His favorite pro team is Chicago. That's a tough team to be following this year.
You got to be a devoted fan to keep on the Bear sideline there.
The next one is going to be Kevin Burke. Nickname is Kev Dawg. His parents are Tom and Marcel Burke. number 56, 5'9", 200 pounds. He's a offensive guard and defensive tackle. His favorite football memory is getting a 2-point conversion. The player that he's learned the most from is Colby Engel. Favorite college team is K-State. And player was Kevin Pringle. His favorite pro team is Kansas City Chiefs. And the favorite player was Marshawn Lynch.
We've been calling Kevin's name all night on the defensive side. He had that big sack right before halftime to get the ball back in the hands of the Wildcats before the end of this first half of play. He's having a great night here on the Anderson County senior night, but a Wildcat senior.
He seems to be playing inspired tonight, so he has multiple tackles for a loss this evening, and I'm sure the coaches are very pleased when they review game film this week. Our last senior is going to be Jacob Jasper, and his nickname is Jasper. His parents is Grizzy Gilmore and J.J. Jasper, number's 22. Says he's 5'7", 150 pounds. He's a wingback on offense, defensive end on defense, outside backer, and nose guard. Move him around a lot.
He'll play anywhere, anytime.
Well, he is built low to the ground, but he is quick, and he's pretty tenacious when he gets in there.
That's why we see him in on so many tackles, because he's everywhere.
Yeah, he tends to be one of the, when you have multiple Wildcats on a tackle, it's not uncommon for him to be one of them getting a piece of the action.
Yes, it is.
He may not be getting a big bite, but he is always taking a bite. There's plenty of fight in that dog. His favorite football player from the past at Burlington was K.J. Jeffers. His favorite college team is K-State. His favorite pro team is the Chiefs.
So that wraps up our senior group, a large group of 13 seniors on the team this year. Coach Petrie proud of the effort that these young men coming in as they had 2 years under one coach, 2 years under a different coach. They accepted the change, got on the program, and the fruits of their labor are coming together here this year for that senior group, and we congratulate them on a fine career at Burlington High School and their football season this year. Other teams around tonight in action. As we talked, we had Hartford at Burt, Lebo at Maridazine Valley. Southern Coffee County was hosting Marmaton Valley, and Waverly hosting the Altoona Midway Jets. And I just got another score in from Chris Skillman. That score is 48-0 with 20 seconds left in the half. And the scoring rule at the halftime break, that game will be final. The Waverly Bulldogs will win over the Jets, and they'll go to district play next week as they win their district, and several teams from the local area moving on in district play. I see you're getting some scores in from around the area. Other teams that we keep up with include the Pioneer League teams, Girard and Iola, the two teams in our district. Wildcats had defeated both of those two teams, and they'll match up. The winner of that contest will take second place in our district. Also, Pioneer League team is Wellsville as they host Central Heights. Wellsville lost the first game of the season to the Burlington Wildcats and have gone on a 7-game winning streak since that time as they've developed during the season, and they host Central Heights tonight in Class 3A. Osawatomie is on the road to Bishop Ward. Those two teams may match up well. Osawatomie 1-7, Ward 0-8 on the year, so somebody is going to top off their season with a victory tonight. Prairie View is at Baldwin, and we had that score Santa Fe Trail and Holton a little earlier. Richard, do you have some updates on your score sheet there?
Yeah, Girard scored again another touchdown. They're up 13-0 over Iola. And from the area, Madison is playing West Elk, and Madison's trailing. Madison 6, West Elk 28.
28 for the Elks. So that kind of wraps up football action around the area this evening, but a lot of sports going on over the last week and continuing on this weekend. Last week, the Burlington cross-country team hosted the area regional, and 14 teams in Class 4A Division II were out at John Redmond Reservoir last Saturday. The boys team finished 5th place in the team competition, and Seth Jarvis, a Burlington freshman, qualified for state action as he finished in 9th place out of 105 runners at the 4A Substate, and he'll be on the road. That'll be Saturday.
At 7:30 at the bus barn.
7:30 at the bus barn. They're taking off.
We can send him off if you want to go down and cheer him on.
All right. And is that at Wamego? It's where they run at for 4A cross country, I believe, is the trip.
I think that it is now Rimrock.
Oh, did they send them up to Lawrence again for
I believe they're Rimrock again, because it used to be 4A was in Wamego until Wamego changed classes. They changed class.
That's right. Now, the girls finished in 9th place as a team, did not have a state qualifier in the regional, but the team is strong, coming back again next year, and Coach Kuhlman looking forward to a bright future on the girls' side of the cross country. Also last weekend in Burlington, the Lady Cats hosted the volleyball sub-state and won that sub-state, in fact, as the Lady Cats move on. And in an interesting sports note, all 4 teams from Coffee County on the ladies volleyball side are going to state tournament. The Lady Cats will go out on Friday. They'll be at the Tony's Pizza Center in Salina. Used to be the Bicentennial Center, but evidently Tony moneyed up for a little name sponsorship out there, home of Tony's Pizza, and it's called Tony's Pizza Center now. Lady Cats will, I guess you don't tip off in volleyball. What do? Serve off?
I don't know the term.
I don't know. I don't think we're going to be broadcasting. We'd get up on our terms if we were doing that.
Well, I could call my youngest son. I guarantee
he would know.
He'd know.
But Friday, 3:30, the first match, Wildcats are seeded number 3 in the tournament with a 31-8 record in volleyball this year. They will take on Holton, the number 6 seed. Then at 5:30 in pool play, they will take on the number 7 seed Frontenac Raiders and finish up the evening at 8:30 as the number 3 and the number 2 seed Burlington and Nickerson will match up in pool play on Friday in Salina. Out at Fort Hays State University is where Class 1A is at, and the Lebo ladies playing in the morning session. They go at 9:30. They are the number 8 seed, and they have to match up against number 1 Centralia. At 10:30, they'll take on Pretty Prairie, and at 12:30, Hanover will be the opponent for the Lebo Lady Wolves. Southern Coffee County also has a morning session from Fort Hays as they take on Sylvan Grove at 9:30. 10:30, they match up with Coldwater, and at 12:30, they take on Atwood. The Waverly Bulldogs have the afternoon session in pool play on Friday. That's also at Fort Hays. At 3:30, they'll take on Beloit St. John's. Waverly, the number 6 seed, taking on number 3 Beloit. Then they'll play the number 2 seed Northern Valley team at 6:30 on Friday evening and finish up at 7:30 against Axtell. So all of those ladies teams playing in pool play on Friday, and they move on through the pool play into the championship round to be hosted on Saturday afternoon. Class 1A at Fort Hays State and Class 4A at Tony's Pizza in Salina. So lots and lots of activity this weekend coming up with lady action at the volleyball tournaments. Looks like both teams back out on the field here. They've been to the locker room and got instructions at the halftime break. Wildcats will have to address their, maybe they had cold fingers, having trouble with those snaps tonight, Tony, as they put the ball on the ground several times, recovering each time. But they've got to do a good job of controlling that football, keep that ball in hand, and keep those drives moving downfield.
Yeah, sometimes they're not dropping it to the ground, but they are mishandling it enough to throw the timing off on plays, trying to gather the handle. It usually has cost us. I believe we had a mishandle on one of the longer runs, but other than that, it's been kind of throwed the timing off.
And down at the goal line, Wildcat runner was tackled down, and the ball came loose. Lucky that ball didn't result in a turnover, as the Wildcats scored on the next play from scrimmage. We started off the contest tonight at 60 degrees here in Anderson County with a strong north breeze. Got out of the truck and said, let's take those heavier coats along with us. Now at the halftime break, it says it's 54 degrees, and the wind hasn't let up a bit. So when we head back to the truck, we're going to be bundled up just tight. We're pretty comfy right up here in the booth tonight. They've got a great facility for us here at Anderson County High School to watch football.
Yeah, it's one of the best press boxes we've ever worked out of. It's well organized, the view's good, the lighting, and everything about it is very good.
Remember, the Wildcats will be at home next Friday night. It hasn't officially been determined that Columbus will be the opponent, but the way things looked early on with the way their schedule set up, they lost to Frontenac last Friday night in their district play, and they were playing.
They're playing Parsons tonight.
Playing Parsons. Parsons with a 1-7 record in their season, and Columbus should be in control of that game. We haven't seen an updated score yet from Southeast Kansas, but we'll try to get that as the season or as the night goes on here. And that game would be a 7 o'clock kickoff for the Wildcats and Columbus, hosted at Burlington Wildcat Field. Invite you all to come out. If you can't make it to the game, you know where you can follow the Cats every Friday night on the Dawg. You've been with us, and our sponsors have been with us many seasons, and we're glad that we've got the opportunity to bring it to you right there at home from Wildcat Field next week. Looks like got about a minute till we're ready to start. They've got a minute on the clock. We're going to go back to the station. We'll take a 1-minute timeout and return with Wildcat football on the Dawg.
The Appliance Store in Burlington has a large selection of Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid appliances, along with Speed Clean washers and dryers, and is your headquarters for #1 voted Green Mountain pellet grills. The Appliance Store also has Oric vacuum cleaners, bags, parts, and service what they sell, with a great selection of appliance parts on hand. The Appliance Store at 602 South 4th Street in Burlington thanks you for supporting local business and is a proud supporter of local athletics.
Hi, kids. It's Timmy the Tooth. Have you been to see your dentist lately?
Visiting the dentist doesn't have to be that frightening. It's all about which dentist you choose. At the office of Rick Smith DDS in Gridley, they offer individual comfort care for all ages. From grandparents to grandchildren, you will receive a comfortable and pleasant process. Give Rick Smith DDS a call today at 620-836-2015.
Let's get you back to the field for more Wildcat action on 97.7 The Dawg.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat football on the Dawg as we get ready for the kickoff. And that kickoff is brought to you by Alpha Roofing. Colin Sleezer says, we do more than roofing. Stop by at 213 North 3rd and give Colin a call. They'll take care of all your handyman needs. Colin Sleezer right here in Burlington, Kansas. With the kickoff, Wildcats kick it into the wind. It gets caught up in that breeze, and Anderson County will have great field position out at the 39-yard line as they take over. The Wildcats leading at 24-6 over the Bulldogs, and we're underway in second half action. Wide receiver splits far to the right-hand side as Wolken goes under center for the Bulldogs. Turn, handoff in the backfield, hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain on that carry. That's going to be Logan Allen.
Taylor again on that
carry
tackle
of the night.
Got him by the ankles, and they finished him off.
It'll be second down. Well, they moved him back about the length of a football. So second down and 10 yards in a football. Wolken under center again. Now they'll pitch to Allen. He goes to right-hand side, found a little gap, tripped up at the line of scrimmage, kept those legs moving forward for a gain of 3. And it'll be third down and 8 for the Bulldogs. Ball placed down at the 43-yard line for the Bulldogs. They have the wind at their back starting this second half of play. Wildcat defense has to watch out for him going to the air now on this long play. But a pitch comes off the backside of the intended running back, falls to the ground, and the Bulldogs fall on it to retain possession. But they'll lose 4 yards on that botched pitch.
They're setting up for a kick. They're thrown into the field early in the second half.
Higginbotham back to punt. Gets off a boomer up in the air. It's going to float on the wind. Wildcats back up. Cale Johnson going to let it bounce, and it'll go out of bounds. Good job putting that ball downfield and flipping the field over to put the Wildcats deep in their own territory inside of the 10-yard line. We'll have to see where they place that ball down at. Coming in from the far sideline, it looks like about the 8-yard line, where the Wildcats, even further back, about the 6-yard line. So the Wildcats will have long field to work against the wind here, their first possession of the second half. Again, Jeffers in the backfield, along with Hess, set beside. Snap back, and they'll come to the left-hand side. Following a wall of blockers, Jeff gets to the outside to the 10, 15. He's out beyond the 20-yard line. That's going to be a 14-yard gain for the senior as he's out to the 21 on that first carry from scrimmage here in this second half of play. 110 yards now for Connor Jeffers. Connor's been averaging 190 yards per game on the ground. Had that big 362-yard game last week against Girard with 4 touchdowns. That'll bump the numbers up quickly. Jeffers hands off to Colby Johnson going to the right side, hit behind the line of scrimmage, gets away from the first tackler, back out to the original line of scrimmage. That's going to be a carry for no gain by Cale. And the Wildcats will see a second down and 10. Ball placed in the middle of the field at the 21-yard line as Cody Collins will go up as the center and set that line for the Wildcats. Jeffers in the backfield with the snap. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, wrapped up by one leg, but he keeps dragging ahead. He's going to get a short 2-yard gain on the carry. But the Wildcats will face a long third down here, 3rd and 8. Into a strong wind. Not sure that they want to put that ball in the air. It could catch and float it, and the defenders could make the most of a bad situation. Fiedler does come to the near side, set at the hash mark. But Jeffers on the ground, following his blockers. He's across the 25, near the 30, but pushed back. And he did not get the line of gain that time for the Wildcats as the Anderson County Bulldogs defense stood strong. They'll place it down at the 28-yard line. It's going to be for a gain of 7 on the carry. going against that wind, the Wildcats may just keep it on the ground themselves. They don't show going into punt formation. Running backs heavy to the right side. And with the snap, pulls Anderson County over the line. That is going to be into the neutral zone. A 5-yard mark-off is good for a Wildcat first down. That's the play in the book for that one.
That'll always take care of it. Need 4 yards, get a 5-yard penalty against the defense.
So the chains move. The Wildcats first and 10 as they lead it 24-6 here with 7:35 remaining in the third quarter of play. First and 10. Jeffers in the backfield. Snap back. They'll run it to the right-hand side. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage. Spins away from one defender. Connor Jeffers just will not go down on one single hit. It takes multiple defenders to finally take him down at the 35-yard line after a 3-yard gain.
It almost looked like a broken play the way he spun there and ended up going in the opposite direction where it looked like somebody wasn't there to hand off to.
It did look like he wanted to hand off to somebody going to the left side, but kept his wits about him and made that into a 3-yard gain for the Cats. Snap back they go. This time it's to Hess. He goes ahead forward out to the 40-yard line on the snap to Tegan Hess. You know, they'll mark it down even inside the 40. The Cats are going to be short of first down yardage, but it's going to be 3rd down and 1. Again, with 2 eligible running backs there in the backfield, Hess and Jeffers, anything can happen. They'll set again, 3rd down and 1 for the Cats. Snap back this time goes to Jeffers. He comes left side across the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40. It's a foot race down the middle. Nobody's going to catch Connor Jeffers as he goes in standing up. That run all the way from the 41-yard line. It's a 59-yard TD run by Connor Jeffers in for the first score of the second half of play with a PAT attempt set to follow. The Wildcats go for it on the ground each time. They like that rollout to the right-hand side, try to find Fiedler in the end zone here. Let's see if that's the play call again. Looks back over the middle, but the Anderson County defense wraps up Jeffers in the backfield, didn't give him time to get that ball off, stopped on the PAT, and the score now reads 30-6. Wildcats leading it with 5:57 remaining in the third quarter of play. We're going to take a timeout, go back to the station, and be back after this 1-minute timeout.
You're in a hurry and your car won't start. And you need a jump. Or how about the time you locked your keys in the car? Or the time you hit that deer and smashed in the front end of your car? Or maybe you just need something hauled and you don't have a truck. Maybe you just need a tire changed. Call Jeff's Towing and Recovery, AAA provider at 785-213-1669. That's 785-213-1669. And remember, it's your choice who tows your vehicle.
Does fall weather make you dream of a new home? How about that remodeling project, such as a garage or room addition? Whatever your dreams are made of, First National Bank of Kansas has many favorable options for you. From refinancing to building projects, rates are still low, so why not check them out? See Paul and Kathy in Osage City, Chris and Craig in Waverly, or Donna and Craig in Burlington. First National Bank of Kansas, where dreams come true. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let's get you back to the field for more Wildcat action on 97.7 The Dog.
Somebody's hurt.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat football on the Dog. That drive by the Wildcats, the longest of the season, goes 94 yards on 7 plays. Took up 4 minutes to open the third quarter of play here. A 59-yard touchdown run by Connor Jeffers goes in for the score. The PAT failed as the Anderson County defense stood strong. And the Wildcats lead it 30-6 here with 5 minutes and 50 to go in the third quarter of play. Anderson County, ball at the 40-yard line. First play stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain by the Wildcat defense. That kickoff by Hawkins going into the wind went down to about the 35-yard line. Forward progress, but before it came down, the wind blew it back to the 40. The Wildcats nearly recovered that, as you would an onside kick. But Anderson County regains possession, and they take over at the 40-yard line. Wide receiver split left. They'll turn handoff back up the middle. Good run up that gap. A 9-yard gain on the carry. Winteringer with the carry for Anderson County. He gets another 9-yard carry. He's come in this second half of play, and he's got 35 yards on the ground for Anderson County. They'll set with a 3rd and 1. 3 men in the backfield. Power I, they hand it off to the last man, but slow to develop. The Wildcat defense gets there, and the stop. Had blockers ahead, but by the time they sifted through them all, they found the running back with the ball and stopped him for no gain on the carry. So Anderson County is going to be forced into a 4th and 1
from their own 49.
Decision right here on whether to punt it, the ball with the wind at 4:13 on the clock, or if they want to chance it and go for it right here, as it looks like they will.
Yeah, they're 24 points down. I think they're probably going to need to.
Now we've got a timeout. A little confusion on the field, and the Anderson County coach wants to talk it over with his team. We're going to take it back to the station, get a 1-minute break for our sponsors, and we'll be back with Wildcat football on the Dawg.
U.S. Cellular Wireless Concepts in Burlington and 97.7 The Dawg invite you for some action on ice as the Topeka Roadrunners battle it out for victory. We're giving away 2 tickets on Tuesdays for hockey at its finest at the Kansas Expo Center in Topeka. Get signed up for your chance to win tickets at U.S. Cellular Wireless Concepts, 401 Garrison in Burlington.
For home game dates and times, go to Topeka Roadrunners on Facebook.
Life Care Center Burlington offers all the comforts of home as well as added luxuries, including a beauty and barber salon, specialized fine dining program, courtyard and gardening area, and is conveniently located near shopping, retirement communities, and other medical community resources. Life Care also provides in- and outpatient rehabilitation services for all ages. Their licensed staff offers 24-hour skilled nursing. Stop by and visit the Life Care Center of Burlington today, located at 601 Cross Street.
Let's get you back to the field for more Wildcat action on 97.7 The Dawg.
And the Bulldogs come out of that timeout. They've got the play they want and forward for a 2-yard gain and first down by Spencer with the run. 1st and 10, ball marked at the 48-yard line for Anderson County. They trail the Wildcats 30-6. Here with 3:45 remaining in the third quarter. Shotgun formation now by Wolken. He'll keep it himself and hit in the backfield. Big tackle back there by Garrison Fiedler. He had Jacob Hawkins deflected him into Fiedler's grasp. You put those 2 guys on you, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, he got hit at a full head of steam right there.
Fiedler has put on some of the biggest hits we've seen all season long for this Wildcat defense. Now 2nd down and 13 for the Bulldogs. Back to pass, scrambling to the right, hit as he releases the pass as Fiedler charging in from his defensive end position. Got to the quarterback. Gus Walken had to, Gavin Walken, making that pass to get rid of the ball, went into the Anderson County sideline. And with that incompletion, they'll be facing a 3rd down and 13.
Yeah, Fiedler's been all over the field tonight, that is for sure. He's been ball hawking on every play.
I'm sure the game film that the opposing team for next week sees is going to say, we better give this guy some attention. Walking back to pass from the shotgun over the middle. May have been deflected by Connor Jeffers. Could not make the reception by the intended receiver downfield. It falls incomplete. And they'll face a 4th down and 13 now. Punt formation will be set by the Bulldogs. They've got the wind at their back as Cale Johnson goes back deep for the Wildcats as one of the return men. And a block punt. It goes up into the air. Hey, there's Fiedler again. He's in with the block. Wisely corralled by the punter. That ball just went straight up off of Garrison Fiedler's hands. And the punter recovers that ball, though it'll be a turnover. And the Wildcats will take over on the 40-yard line. That's the first block punt we've had all season long.
I believe it is correct.
That was the time to bring the heavy pressure right there. As Garrison Fiedler got that big wingspan out, blocked that punt, and the Wildcats now have it 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Jeffers in the backfield, but the ball goes through the hands of Nordstadt. Fumble the ball back at the 41-yard line, and a turnover puts it back in the hands of Anderson County. Brandon Nordstadt was back in the QB position. That snap went through his hands. He chased it down, and as he was trying to get control of the loose ball, Anderson County scrambling for it also, and it comes out into the hands of Anderson County, and they take over at the 40. How quickly things can change. Walken back to pass. Keys it down the far sideline over the intended receiver on the far side. Couldn't make the connection and falls incomplete for the Bulldogs.
District play game update, Girard 25, Iola 0.
We thought from seeing both of those teams that Girard would be the favored team in that contest tonight, and Girard would move on to a second-place finish in the district, and they will play again Friday night. Carried by Anderson County upfield. Winteringer with an 11-yard carry. They'll move the chains again for a 1st down with the ball marked at the 29-yard line for Anderson County. First and 10, pitch right side, and stood up by the defense. We're going to go forward for a gain of 4, as that was Logan Allen again with the carry on a 4-yard gain.
Tegan Hess making the first contact and holding for multiple Wildcats to finish the tackle off.
1:57 remaining on the clock here in the 3rd quarter with the Wildcats leading 30-6. Anderson County moving upfield, block and hit in the tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Wildcats did a good job of submarining underneath there. That was Blaine Wilson, number 32, in for the tackle. Some names on the sheet that we haven't had a chance to call. And getting some good varsity experience here for the Wildcats. 3rd down and 6 now for Anderson County. They'll shift to the right. They'll pitch to the outside. Got a one blocker ahead, and the Wildcat defense swarms again. They'll stop him at the 22-yard line, about 2 yards short of the line of gain for Allen. With a 7-yard gain, 77 yards on the night for Logan Allen. He's their leading ball carrier here for Anderson County. Now 4th and 2. Turn, handoff, hit in the backfield. Number 59 for the Wildcats. That's going to be Tate Petrie.
Got the
ball loose from the quarterback. Stripped it, got the ball, tackled the guy. It was all Tate. That's coach's son, Tate Petrie. Came in last year, and he has developed into a leader on that defensive line for the Wildcats. 1st and 10, Wildcats at the 28-yard line. Snap back, Jeffers fumbles the ball. Or no, that is Hess. Had trouble controlling, falls on it at the 20-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 7 by the Wildcats. Sig and Hess could not handle that snapback, but the Wildcats retain possession. And with the ball placed down at the 20-yard line, time will run out at the end of the third quarter of play with the Wildcats leading at 30-6. We'll take it back to the station and be back after this 1-minute timeout.
Trust Point Insurance is truly an independent insurance agency. They have the unique ability to shop the marketplace for the insurance company that provides the best production at the most competitive price and has the ability to write with over 30 different companies. Trust Point Insurance offices are located at 800 North 4th Street in Burlington and 902 Commercial Street in Emporia. Stop in or call today to set up a time that is convenient for you to discuss your auto, home, farm, business, crop, and life insurance, or visit them online at trustpointinsurance.net.
At Diners Cafe, 1020 North 2nd Street, Burlington, it's all about you, our customer. The staff loves what they do with a desire to provide outstanding service, serve up your order freshly made with wholesome ingredients, and do it in a clean and comfortable setting. Check out our Facebook page for our specials of the day and latest happenings. Diners Cafe, home of great food and awesome atmosphere. You'll find us next door to the Country Haven Inn, proud to support USD 244 activities.
Let's get you back to the field for more Wildcat action on 97.7 The Dawg.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat football on the Dawg. Tonight we've made the road trip to Anderson County, and the Wildcats started out the scoring early and often. As we get ready for fourth quarter play, they lead it 30-6 over the Bulldogs. Wildcats with the ball in the backfield, holding off to Cale Johnson, goes around the left end, turns upfield across the 25, out near the 30-yard line. To get back to the original line of scrimmage. Number 5 with the tackle for Anderson County. That's going to be Tanner Spencer making the stop for the Bulldogs. 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats now. They've got the wind at their back on the far side. 88 yards for Cale Johnson this evening. They'll be depending on him heavily next year as he stays with the Wildcat program. Jeffers rolls out to the right side, looking downfield to Jacob Hawkins. Reception at the 50-yard line. He comes on down inside the 40. Good job by Connor Jeffers. Lots of touch on that pass in the air, 24 yards. And Hawkins rumbles on down to the 37. First down, Wildcats. That was a nice touch with the wind behind him. And Jacob Hawkins corrals it in for the Wildcats' first down. First and 10 at the 37. Snap back goes to Hess. Left-hand side, he's up to the 35. Keeps moving. Inside the 35 to the 32 on the carry. It's going to be a gain of 5 for the Wildcats.
I hate to mention it, but it's been a very clean played game. There's been very few flags tonight.
That's right. We did see a face mask call and one offside penalty.
And a delay of game.
A delay of game. 3 penalties on the night. Both teams have
official timeout.
And I think maybe we had a little sideline warning. I see the coach on the far side giving that signal to move back.
The chain crew's working on the equipment.
Chain crew has a little equipment malfunction there.
An update on some scores. Madison 6, West Elk 44, Lebo 42, Merzine Valley 12.
So those games will be wrapping up at about the same time ours does also. We've got 10 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of play here tonight at Anderson County. Second down, snap back goes to Hess off the right-hand side across the 30, inside the 25. He is wound up at the 24-yard line. One of the Anderson County defenders losing a helmet on that tackle. He'll come to the near sideline. First down on the 7-yard gain by Tegan Hess. And they'll move the chains on the far sideline as the clock continues to run. Inside of 10 minutes to play now. Wildcats with that 24-point margin look to add to the lead by keeping this drive alive. Nordstadt from the snap goes down across the 20, inside the 15, the 10, the 5. He's taken down from behind. Brandon Nordstadt got through that line of scrimmage and only one man left to take him down. A 20-yard carry ahead for Nordstadt, his first carry of the night for the Wildcat. He had a snap to the quarterback position that went through his hands earlier in the third quarter, but this was positive yardage for Nordstadt. First and goal, Wildcat ball on the 4. Set for the snap. Nordstadt takes it right up the middle again. Runs into the linebacker, and both of them fall into the end zone. Touchdown, Brandon Nordstadt. 4-yard carry in for the TD for Brandon Nordstadt to add to the Wildcat lead. Here as we're into the fourth quarter, 9:10 to play in the game. That moves it to a 36-6 margin with the PAT to come. Cats will go for it. Snap back to the QB. That is Hess with the run straight forward. We don't have a signal. No, he's down. He did not get in for the 2-point conversion, so the numbers stay on the board with 9:10 left in the contest. The Wildcats lead it 36-6 over Anderson County. We'll take a 1-minute timeout and be back with Wildcat football on the Dog.
Where are you going?
Garnett, I'm going birthday shopping.
For who?
Well, you, of course. I have a surprise I need to pick up. And you know that it's Chevy Truck Month, and Beckman Motors at 701 North Maple has 0% financing up to 72 months, or up to $10,000 below the MSRP of a 2017 Chevy Crew Cab LT. Beckman Motors also has 20% off on 2017 Chevy Malibu until the end of the month. And you know whose birthday is next?
Stop into Hoover's Thriftway in Burlington for all your Halloween goodies. McCormick chili seasoning, 79 cents. Fresh family pack of 80% lean ground beef, $2.49 a pound. Best choice tomatoes or beans, 2 for 88 cents. And fresh Honey Crisp apples, $1.69 a pound. And sweet treats for Halloween, Mars Fun Size candy bars, $2.99. These and many more items at Hoover's Thriftway in Burlington. Sale ends on Halloween.
Let's get you back to the field for more Wildcat action on 97.7 The Dog.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat football on the Dog. The Wildcat scoring drive was a 7-play drive, grinding out 72 yards. Nordstadt goes in from 4 yards out for his first touchdown of the night. The extra point attempt on the ground failed. And we stand at a 36-6 lead. Wildcats on top with 9:10 to go in the ball game. And a Wildcat kickoff by Hawkins down to the 10-yard line. Upfield to the 25. Oh, big stick there by number 23, Tucker Whitworth. just stopped him in his tracks at the 23. That kickoff sponsor all season long has been Alpha Roofing. Colin Sleazer in Burlington. Just give Colin a call. They do more than roofing. You can see them at 213 North 3rd in Burlington. Anderson County, first play from scrimmage, forward for a yard gain. They'll face a second down and 9. Turn handoff to the fullback. There's a line of scrimmage, but hit right there hard by Nordstad as he got past the line of scrimmage. But Nordstad made sure that was no more than a 2-yard gain by Winteringer. That brings up 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs here at the 29-yard line. They'll be going into the wind here in this fourth quarter. Snap back, goes to Walken. Across the 30, he keeps driving forward, and the ball comes loose at the end. Wildcats come out of there with it. The official hasn't given us a signal yet on the turnover. Cale Johnson came up with it, but they said he was down. First down yardage, and they'll move the chains on the far sideline. Cale Johnson came out of there cleanly with the ball, but the officials determined he was down. 1st and 10 at the 35 for Anderson County as Walken goes under center now. Turn and pitch. Left side comes to the sideline, and Fiedler is right there to make the tackle coming from his defensive end position. No gain on the carry that time as Fiedler moving to the short side of the field to roll the ball carrier out of bounds. Second and 9, ball placed down at the 35-yard line. Again, that flag on the far side been standing straight out all evening. They'll send a man in motion to the right-hand side. Allen gets to the line of scrimmage, turns upfield. He's across the 40-yard line inside of the 45. On the pitch, he gets first down yardage upfield.
That was Spencer on that run.
That was Spencer. Spencer came around number 5 instead of number 15 with his 10th carry of the night. 1st and 10, ball placed at the 46-yard line for Anderson County. Pitch back, hit behind the line of scrimmage, but bounces off that tackle. Winteringer goes forward for a gain of 3 on the carry out to the 48-yard line.
Anderson County can't afford a long, sustained, grinding drive.
Time is not their friend, is it? 6:15 on the clock.
Almost 3 minutes on this drive so far.
As Walken in shotgun formation now. Hands off, hit in the backfield. That's Allen with the carry, and the Wildcat defense overpowered the line of Anderson County to get in the backfield and stopping for a loss back to the original line of scrimmage for Anderson County. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. $73 yards now for Logan Allen for the Anderson County Bulldogs. Bulldogs with only 5 seniors on this team will bring back a core of that team for next year's season. That pitch goes right-hand side ahead. Winteringer catches a 5-yard gain on the carry.
Like Norstead on the tackle.
A 4th and 5 now for the Bulldogs. The stage of the game, they've got to go with it. The ball down at the 49-yard line. As they want to continue that drive and finish out the game and the season for the Bulldogs. Walken goes under center this time, turns and pitches to the near side. Got a couple blockers ahead, but the Wildcat defense down the line quickly. Tucker Whitworth and Cale Johnson there for the stop. And Spencer could not get turned upfield to capitalize on his speed. The Wildcats take over on down at the 49-yard line with 4:40 remaining on the clock. They lead it 36-6. Wildcats on the near hash mark. They'll set, offensive set. Lots of new jerseys out on the field here for this possession for the Cats.
A MyTown media station.
Rock and roll can save the world.
Classic rock. KSMP 97.7 Burlington.
The Flint Hills Classic Rock Station.
97.7 The Dawg.
Bayman has been quarterbacking the JV squad all season long. Their season came to an end last Monday night. They won't have another game this coming Monday. But Coach Petrie getting a chance to put them on the field for varsity action. Snap back, the ball goes to the ground. Bayman has trouble, and Bulldog picks it up. And he's going to run it in for the TD. That ball went on the ground at the 45-yard line. And I didn't get a number on the Anderson County defender who picked up that ball.
I didn't pick one up either, Jim.
But a 45-yard scoop and run. The loose ball into the hands of the Bulldogs. They take it in for the score here with 3:57 remaining on the clock. And they'll set for the PAT. Wolken in the backfield. Tries to pass into the end zone, but beyond the sideline making the catch. The 2-point conversion is not successful. But scoring on the fumble recovery, it's a 36-12 margin now with 3:57 remaining in the contest. We're going to take a break, go for a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back with Wildcat football.
If you've got just the right paint color in mind, don't settle for anything less. Head to Burlington Building Materials, located at 626 Neosho in Burlington, and experience a brand new paint department brought to you by Do It Best Quality Paints. Your home is your canvas, and whether you're looking for a functional neutral or a pop of the trending hue, the Colors Journeys experience at Burlington Building Materials has all the tools you need to help your vision come to life. Colors Journeys, your destination for inspiration.
Sports socks can be fashionable. Prescription Center, the pharmacy inside Hooper Thriftway, has the Touch brand of compression socks. These combed cotton knee-high support socks offer a snug, stylish fit and feel luxuriously smooth against the skin. Sizes for men and women are available in timeless patterns and colors. Buy the softest compression socks on the market today at Prescription Center, 312 Cross Street. Prescription Center, the pharmacy inside Hoover's Thriftway, 620-364-5523.
Let's get you back to the field for more Wildcat action on 97.7 The Dawg.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat football on the Dawg. The Anderson County Bulldogs get on the board here in the fourth quarter on a 45-yard fumble recovery and run by sophomore Bronson Sparks. Wildcats had trouble handling the snap. Sparks picks it up off the ground and runs it in for the second score of the night for the Bulldogs. The PAT attempt failed, and we've got a 36-12 margin. The Wildcats lead it with 3:55 remaining in the game. Wildcats will take over at the 44-yard line. Set for the snapback. It goes to Nordstad. He tries to get to the left side, but the defense down the line quickly for Anderson County turned Nordstad back before he could get to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose about 5 as he was going to the left-hand wing. That defense stood strong to move the Wildcat offensive line backwards, and Nordstad had nowhere to go. Second down and 15 for the Wildcats. The ball placed at the 38-yard line. Nordstedt in the backfield again for the Cats. Snap back comes to the right-hand side, following those blockers across the 45-40 all the way out. Number 11, that was Tegan Hess, also in the backfield with Nordstedt. He takes the snap. Upfield he comes all the way for a 14-yard gain. They're going to be short of the line to gain. And we'll see a 3rd down and 1 for the Wildcats. Clock continues to run as we're within 3 minutes of the end. Collins goes over center for the Cats. And with a snap, they'll go to Hess again. Straight ahead, he finds a gap on the left side across the 40 down to the 36-yard line. That's going to be a 10-yard gain for Hess again as he follows that offensive line straight ahead. They'll move the chains on the far sideline. Burlington crowd has stayed in their seats all night long, rooting the Wildcats on across the way from us here. It's been a football-flavored weather tonight, I believe.
Yeah, it was definitely a good hot chocolate, and bring your stadium blanket with you tonight.
And Nordstedt will hand it off to Cale Johnson. Sweeps the left end. He's across the 30. Down for a first down carry by Cale Johnson coming off of that flanker sweep. A 13-yard gain for Johnson. And he's over 100 yards on the night also for the Wildcats. Clock moves to 1:50 on the clock. And a 36-12 margin for the Wildcats as they can taste victory here on the road and claim the district championship with a 3-0 record here tonight at Anderson County. Snap back they go to Hess. Cuts off the right-hand side. He's inside the 15. Keeps that offense rolling. He's down to first down yardage for the Cats again on another gain of 10 yards for Tegan Hess.
They'd be able to kneel on the ball now and run the game out.
Minute 20 remaining on the clock as it's 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line here. Wildcat offense sets. Hess in the backfield. Ready for the snap. It goes to Hess. He follows the blockers on the left-hand side. Through the gap, and he's in for the touchdown. Tegan Hess goes up for the Cats. A 13-yard touchdown run for Tegan. His first TD of the night. And the Wildcats stretch that lead out with 57 seconds remaining on the clock. They'll try for the PAT on the ground. Come to the right-hand side. Running it in for the 2-point conversion.
Number 5,
Feynman with the carry. He goes in for the 2-point conversion, and the Wildcats now lead it 44-12.
Sloyer, isn't it?
Number 5 was Sloyer. That's right. That is Braden Sloyer in for the Wildcats. As we see some fresh faces and clean uniforms on the field, Sloyer goes in for the run for 2 points.
Didn't want him to miss out on his notoriety for this.
That's right. We want to get him on the sheet here and get those young athletes the recognition they deserve as they put in a full season of working on the practice squad. Their time to shine right here. Hess with his first TD run. And the Wildcats will kick off. They'll bring the ball out to the 45-yard line. As Jacob Hawkins looking for the kicking tee now. They've had a little use of it this evening here at Anderson County, and all season long, these kickoffs have been brought to you by Alpha Roofing. That's Colin Sleezer at 213 North 3rd Street. He says, we can do more than roofing. Just give Colin a call. Cats are ready for that kickoff. They'll give possession back to Anderson County here one more time as we've got under a minute to play. It's Nordstadt with the kick this time. Pounds it down, goes into and out of the end zone. Had a little help at his back with that strong wind, but he's celebrating on the far sideline. And they are juiced up, ready to take that victory home to Coffee County after going on the road, and they will take home a share of the Pioneer League, the league trophy, the league championship, as three teams, Santa Fe Trail, Wellsville, and Burlington, all with 5-1 records in Pioneer League play this season.
Number 5 run the ball.
Number 5 with the carry on the right-hand side. That's Spencer. He's tackled down for a 1-yard loss on that carry to the far sideline. As the Wildcat defense pursues great side-to-side movement. Clock running. We'll have one more play here before the end of tonight's contest. Anderson County with the ball at the 18. Snap back and with the sweep coming left side. Pursued downfield, and the Wildcat defense gets there as the tackle is made at the 5-yard line. Number 5, Spencer, with the carry for a 5-yard gain.
Timeout.
And a timeout on the field by Anderson County as head coach Greg Welch wanted to give his young squad one more word of encouragement about their efforts this season as they will finish it here on their home turf tonight against the Burlington Wildcats. Anderson County drops to 1-8 on the season, and the Wildcats move to a 6-3 record here in the second year of head coach John Petrie. They'll move into district playoff, or by-district playoff would be the term that they use, next week in the Kansas State High School Athletic Association football playoff program. Turn and handoff to the right-hand side, coming out across the line of scrimmage with the carry on the last carry of the contest.
Another timeout. Be their last timeout.
That was a stop, a gain of 7. And that's right, we do have one more timeout to work here for Anderson County, as they'll have 1st and 10 with the ball marked down at the 34-yard line. Coach Welch returns to the sideline area with the rest of the team. And the Wildcat defense, beat backs playing back about 10 yards off with a tackle after the reception. Garrison Fiedler hits the receiver at the 40-yard line. A completed pass for 5 yards as time expires. And that is the end of our ball game here tonight at Anderson County. And the Wildcats take home the victory, 44-12 over the Anderson County Bulldogs. We're going to go back to the station while we get our stats together to wrap it up here from Anderson County tonight. We may have a interview with Coach Petrie if he can make the climb up the stairway here, a long way from across the field to come over and come up to the press box. But we'll get our numbers together and be back after this 2-minute timeout.
That's not heavy metal music or the sound of a stray cat fight. It's your car's not so subtle way of saying head to Napa for new brake pads and rotors and get up to a $50 rebate by mail. So don't confuse for anything other than new brakes and $50 back by mail. That's Napa Know-How.
Napa Know-How. Napa Know-How.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores, offer expires May 31st, 2017.
Hi, this is Colin Sleazer with Alpha Roofing, LLC in Burlington. We specialize in residential and commercial roofing and have become one of the most respected roofing companies in Northeast Kansas. Customer service is our #1 priority, and knowing that your home or business is safe in our hands is what makes this licensed contractor your #1 choice. If it's a repair or an entire roof, we have the knowledge and skills to get the job done right. Stop in at 213 North 3rd Street, Burlington, or check out our website at www.alpharoofers.com. Alpha Roofing, your hometown roofing expert.
We're kicking off the football season at Burlington Auto Supply with a full field of savings on your fall tune-ups. Autolite spark plugs at $1.99 and Wix filters at $2.95 will get your vehicles ready to hit the road as you follow the Cats to all their home and road games. Stop by for our Saturday specials following each Wildcat victory at Burlington Auto Supply, your bumper-to-bumper parts store on Neosho Street in Burlington. Let's go, Cats!
Ready to go?
Almost. You just have to stop at the bank, get a few money orders, to pay some bills.
Well, why don't you just write the checks yourself?
I can't.
Still? I thought you were back on your feet financially.
I am, but I never thought starting from square one would take this long.
For a second chance at a banking relationship, it's Central Time. Whatever the reason, life happens. You might have had a checking account that was overdrawn when it was closed. And finding a bank who will let you start with a clean slate can be a challenge. That's why Central National Bank offers New Opportunity Checking. Write checks, use a Visa check card, and enjoy free online banking and free ATM use at Central National Bank ATMs. Plus, you have a place to cash your checks. Ask about New Opportunity Checking from Central National Bank. It's money for life, the way we live today. Some restrictions and fees apply.
Central National Bank, money for life.
Member FDIC in your hometown since 1884.
Let's get you back to the field for more Wildcat action on 97.7 The Dawg.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat football on the Dawg as the Wildcats get the victory tonight, 44-12 over Anderson County. Anderson County senior night here as they recognize their senior fall sports people before the game, and the Wildcats came out from the get-go to put the game in their hands and take the victory tonight. Second play of the game, it was Cale Johnson on a 69-yard touchdown run for the Cats, and they go up 8-0 just 45 seconds into the game. Anderson County answers back on a 60-yard drive that took 12 plays, finished off by a Logan Allen 3-yard run. Their two-point conversion was stopped, and the Wildcats held that 8-6 lead with 5:22 remaining in the first quarter. But on the next possession, the Wildcats drive 67 yards in 7 plays. Jeffers with a 3-yard run into the end zone, and then a two-point conversion pass puts the Cats on top 16-6 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter of play. Wildcats open up the second quarter, driving 78 yards in 9 plays, finished off by a 35-yard touchdown run from Connor Jeffers, and then he passes into the end zone to Jacob Hawkins for the two-point conversion, and the Wildcats lead it at the halftime break 24-6. A quiet third quarter. The only scoring of that quarter was a 94-yard drive, which took over 4 minutes for the Wildcats before Jeffers cuts loose on a 59-yard run into the end zone for the score. The extra point attempt was no good, and it was a 30-6 lead for the Wildcats. With 2 minutes left in the third quarter, Wildcats forced Anderson County into a punt situation, and Garrison Fiedler gets in to block that punt. The Wildcats recover on the 40-yard line. Change of possession, and on the next snap, the Wildcats fumble the ball back to Anderson County, put it in their hands, but Anderson County could not convert. Wildcats get the ball back and drive 72 yards. Nordstadt runs it in from 4 yards out, and they stretch that lead to a 36-6 margin with 9 minutes remaining in the contest. Wildcats had the ball at the middle of the field before a bad snap was fumbled onto the ground, and Anderson County Bulldog Bronson Sparks picks it up and runs it in from 45 yards out to get the second score of the night for the Bulldogs. It's a 36-12 margin before the Wildcats make one final run. This drive finished off by Tegan Hess on a 14-yard quarterback keeper up the middle. Sawyer runs in the two-point conversion, and the Wildcats take the victory 44-12 here on the road at Anderson County tonight. Numbers for tonight: Johnson carries the ball 5 times for 103 yards. That 69-yard touchdown scamper to start the game was his big number and his TD for the night. Tegan Hess finished off the scoring with his one touchdown, and he racked up 63 yards on 11 carries for the Wildcats. Brandon Nordscott also gets in on the scoring for the Cats. He carried the ball 3 times for 19 yards and got a TD himself to start that fourth quarter. But the big numbers were from Connor Jeffers, as he carries the ball 12 times for 181 yards, 3 touchdowns on the night for the senior QB. And the Wildcats put it in the books with a 44-12 victory on the road here at Anderson County this evening. Richard, did you have a couple of final scores over there that came in late for us as we were getting ready to wrap things up here tonight from Burlington?
Just of note for the district play, that Girard final was 25-0 on Iola. Also in the league play, Wellsville's 53 victory over Central Heights 0.
Oh my!
That was quite a blowout. And then Santa Fe Trail ended up final losing to Holton 21-6. And I think that's the last of the final scores that I have right now.
So it looks like Wellsville and the Wildcats will be moving on in district play, onto the by-district play. We'll have more information on the rest of the teams after all of the finals get into the Kansas High School Association headquarters after tonight's contest. But at this time, it looks like both Wellsville and the Wildcats will be moving on to next week's playoff round. We see head coach John Petrie approaching up the stairs here. Going to get a wrap-up from Coach of tonight's game and his thoughts on moving forward next week for a home contest that will involve the Burlington Wildcats and Columbus. I don't know what their mascot is down south there.
Don't either. Oh, there
welcome into the warm confines of the press box here. Much warmer than what you were putting up with out. What the heck, didn't your mom tell you to wear long pants to the football game?
Well,
you were excited and didn't know it was cold out there all most of the game.
I feel that last part there. I got cold.
That's all right. You had some exciting things going on down on the field as your Wildcats came out early, made a statement with that first 2-play drive to get in on the score from Cale. He raced up the sideline right in front of your teammates, rooting him on right there, and that set the tone for the night as you guys got out quick and on top and never let the Bulldogs come back.
Cale, he's a good runner. I can't say enough about the kids. Very proud of them. They come out and, we worked hard this week. We talked a lot about a lot of things that situations could happen. It's kind of hard to get kids focused when they know that they've, won the first 2 games of districts and we're going to the playoffs. So we had to keep reminding them that this is still a big game. Got a little bit of the league title, got the district title, and now we get a home football game.
That's right. They knew the importance of finishing the season for the 3-way league title. You guys went up and got Wellsville the first game of the season. I think you might have stirred them up a little bit. They haven't lost since.
Yeah.
8-0 since that time. And you guys handled Wellsville the first game of the season. Santa Fe Trail also a 5-1 record in league play there as Wellsville took care of them in the league contest. So you 3 were at the top of the group here in Pioneer League action. And that recognition will go with this 2017 Burlington Wildcat team.
Yeah, and just so proud of the kids. You know, they're out there still having a good time. Look like I hope they get in when they don't get cold.
They are. They don't want to leave the field. They've had great times on the field no matter where they go here at Anderson County. But they'll be back on the home field next Friday night